currently on the Bible Belt Bros Fantasy Football Rewind.
That was a great trade, Dusty. How'd you manage that? Wow.
I just don't have words to say right now.
Wow. That's right, because I ate his cookies. Man, that baby cries a lot.
I need Gurley to be the Gurley that I know.
Dusty, are you going to be on the ball and edit this immediately and post it today?
No.
I'm going to pull a rabbit out my butt, and I'm going to win. And I looked like a stupid genius there.
And now, from the studios, also known as Dusty's house in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's the Bible Belt Pros Podcast.
With our cheap sound effects.
We missed week 1, so we're already on week 2. So we'll catch up the draft. We'll catch up week 1 and week 2 matchups. And because I'm sure you guys all care.
And Dusty only wants us to be 15 minutes to do all of that.
You want 15 minutes to do all of that.
All right, so stop talking. Let's get this going. So the draft I had for the second year in a row, the last pick of the draft.
And I had the first pick.
Yeah, so Dusty and I both had to wait 20 drafts or 20 picks before we got to pick again.
And for the first pick of the draft, instead of Barkley, I was looking at the schedule and I was like, New Orleans has pretty sweet matchups going into the fantasy football playoffs. So far, it's not working out for me.
Yeah, about that. Well, so they're going to have to rely on Kamara a lot more now with Breeze out. Bridgewater sucks. So Kamara's going to get a
possibly
much
get some
heftier, much heftier load.
More heftier load, for sure. And that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping that, like, that kind of makes them want to compete a little bit more at the end of the season. And that's kind of my strategy this year was I took a look at the NFL schedule. I drafted on 2 screens. I didn't go to any draft parties, and had one screen had the NFL schedule. I could flip-flop to every team, and I could see who's playing the Dolphins, who's playing the Jets, who's playing whatever team that looks like the Colts was one of them that I was looking at. So whoever's playing those teams, that's who I want to target at the end of the season, because a lot of times I'll get to the playoffs, and then I have, like, a dud. Like, I didn't draft any Packers, even though I'm a Packers fan, because I don't want my fantasy football playoffs to be against the Vikings and against the Bears. Like, that's just not going to work out for me.
I didn't draft any Packers because, well, they suck too.
They do not suck. They haven't done very well offensively.
I don't even know how they started out.
They're 2-0, but they haven't scored 30 points a game. So
okay, so
you kind of need that if you're going to destroy. What's funny this week, on week 2, Andrew and I's league, I got 106 points on my team, which was very bad. But I won my game by 1 point. Andrew, how many points did you get this week?
I got 144 points.
144.
That's right. I destroyed you.
You destroyed me, but luckily
And I lost.
you weren't playing me, so you lost.
Cue the crybaby noise. And then a bunch of dolphin noises coming up because this is a load of... Last week I lost. I had 120 points, and I lost last week. My opponent had 142 points. So I'm like, okay, I need to beat 142. I can do this. So what do I do week 2? I get 144 points. What's my opponent do? He gets 151 points.
Ugh.
Are you freaking kidding me?
So far for me, Andrew, I stuck with Devontae Freeman in one of my leagues, and he has done terrible. So,
yes, but guess who's not doing terrible? Julio
Jones. He's got a pair of touchdown catches so far.
And a pair of games, yes.
Yeah. Good for him.
So guess what?
That dude signed for like $60-something million in one day.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So guess what? You can keep Freeman this year.
I
will keep Julio.
You don't want to trade?
No, not this year.
I'll trade you. Who do I got here?
I need a tight end.
Me too. Njoku was out with the concussion.
I'll trade you him for O.J. Howard.
A 0 for a 0. All right, yeah, we're on the right track. Yeah, that's I look back and I'm like, man, I got Todd Gurley, but they are definitely lowering his workload. They got once they get the lead, they got the backup doing which is a smart decision for the team. It just sucks for my fantasy. So many touchdowns taken away from Gurley at the goal line.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You know, a good thing though, I don't have any Thursday night games. Wait,
Oh, you talking about week 3 coming up?
yeah. Are there any Thursday games? Is there a Thursday game this week?
Yes. It's Tennessee versus Jacksonville.
There we go.
Woo!
Because neither me nor my opponents have Thursday games. Matter of fact, we both have all Sunday games.
I always hate waiting that extra day.
Monday?
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
just trying to like sweat it out. I have 3 leagues, and this is the terrible part about having multiple leagues. Is I'm always have one person on one team in one league and playing that person in the other league. And so I want you to score a touchdown, but hold back on the yardage, you know?
Yes.
And so it's just a constant, I can't just enjoy the game. I'm always like, yes, he got it. Wait, was that too many points? Was that enough points? I don't know.
Well, like with me, I have Philadelphia's defense. Oh, wait. Hold up. I don't think that was the example I wanted. I think it was. Who were they playing? Oh, they were playing Atlanta. Julio Jones against Philadelphia, against my defense. And I knew this going into the week. I was like, you know what? That's fine. I need to mute my phone. Sorry, guys. So
You didn't have to bring attention to it.
I want Julio Jones to get all the receptions, but I don't necessarily need him to get a touchdown because he can still get me 20 points
And that's
with
the good
just
thing
receptions.
with Julio is he's getting you 20 points
And
with
so-
no touchdowns last year. Now
Right.
he can,
And yards against an opponent don't matter. It's really touchdowns,
Yeah.
interceptions, and all that crap. So, yeah, that's how I was kind of rooting. I was like, all right, give Julio 1,000,000 catches, but let Eagle blink, or let them blink.
Another big story this year is the amount of quarterbacks going down so far. I saw a tweet that was saying, me last month, the quarterback position has never been this deep, meaning you could wait till the last pick and still get a decent quarterback for your team. Me a second ago, me last night, if I don't win this Andy Dalton waiver claim, I'm going to lose it. We went from a very deep to now it's like Trubisky and Dalton.
So what you're saying, Dusty, is I need to take my number one waiver
and you
and
might need
pick
to
up
pick up
the top quarterback and then trade him for somebody good.
You could possibly do that. Yeah.
Because I
So-
had Baker Mayfield sitting on my bench.
You could probably get a good value out of Baker,
I can.
even though he's throwing multiple interceptions.
I mean, in the fourth quarter last
Dude,
night, he
they're-
got 16 points.
The Browns' next 4 games are against undefeated teams. They play the 5 games. They play the Patriots twice. I can't remember the other teams that they play, but they're all undefeated. So they have a really
So-
there's not a guaranteed win.
So what you're saying is I need to trade him now.
You can trade him now before he just continues to.
Devalue. Okay. So I need to find out who had Drew Brees. Oh, that was Dustin. And who had... who was the other one who broke his hand? Was it his hand?
Roethlisberger
Yeah,
is out for the
Roethlisberger.
season. Breeze. You had
Brees is only out for 6 weeks.
You have the Jets quarterback that has some mono, so he could be out a month.
Yep. All right. So I got some thinking to do there.
Andrew's got some some trades to propose.
Yes, I need a tight end. O.J. Howard sucks.
It's funny. Andrew's name of his team is Remember the Tight Ends.
No, that's not me. That's the other Andrew.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, technically, you could continue
Rewind.
going on with that statement and be correct.
And you forgot the tight ends.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, just don't say you. Just say Andrew forgot the tight ends.
Andrew forgot the tight ends.
There you go.
Yes.
You're right.
It doesn't have to be this Andrew sitting next to me. It's a different Andrew. But still,
Exactly. But it's a true statement.
Andrews should think alike. that how that
Now
works?
I say that. Let me actually see who his tight end is. Wait, no, he's changed his name. He is now Ben's Burgers.
Well, he's getting ready to change his name again because Ben is out for the season.
Travis Kelce. He did not forget the tight end.
He did not forget the tight end. He got the best tight end. He probably drafted
he
that
got the
tight end
second.
in the second round.
I think Zach Ertz is better.
I don't know. Not with that offense.
No, that's why Zach Ertz is better, because of that offense. it gives him all the catches. Did
I
you
guess
see Zach Ertz this week?
all the dunk downs, dink and doinks?
No, he was going deep and going over people all weekend. It was a great game. I loved watching him, although my opponent had him.
That was a weird statement. Moving on. Week 3, what you got worried about this week?
So let me actually pull this up because I forget who I am playing. So week 3, I am going up against, okay, so he is also not won yet. This is our new guy. I believe that's who this is, Slurms McKenzie. It's the new guy to the league this year. He has my quarterback for Julio. He has Matt Ryan. Okay. Mike Evans, I'm not too worried about him. He hasn't done well at all this year. As a matter of fact, I was watching him on Sunday, and he looked like trash. He dropped almost everything came his way. Sammy Watkins, that guy still plays.
Geez.
Right. Nick Chubb, Le'Veon Bell. So I don't even know his tight end. He has Detroit's tight end, which got him 1 point last week.
But the week before,
but guess what?
He had like 30.
He had 25.
25.
But his tight end last week only had 1 point. That's only 1 point more than my tight end had.
Yeah. What I'm hoping for is I got A.J. Green. So in our league, I got A.J. Green, who I know is out for the first half of the season. I'm like, that's fine. I need people the second half of the season. And I also got Kareem Hunt for the second half of the season. So I'm holding on to those 2 spots, those 2 injuries, hoping that more people will go down, and I don't have to like hope I get it on the waiver wire, that I've got a couple guys coming in fresh at the end of the season.
Who's your quarterback?
Mahomes. I
Ooh.
drafted him really high, but I mean,
Yeah, I do remember you reaching, but you had the number 1 pick. 20 picks.
well,
later.
it was either going to be Mahomes or it's going to be wait till the end. That was my strategy. If I can get Mahomes high enough, he is above all the crowd for sure. And especially without Hunt this year, they seem to be throwing even more. And so that was my reach. I got it in one league. This week I have Mahomes versus Jackson, Baltimore versus Kansas City. That's my key matchup for quarterbacks. So we'll see if I can
Dude, I got
get the dub.
Russell Williams. Wow, Russell Wilson going up against New Orleans. This could be a good game. New Orleans defense doesn't suck. Their offense does, though.
Yeah.
Now that it's Bridgewater running it.
Yeah. We'll see how.
You think they'll cut down to their third string? Go ahead, bench Bridgewater, go third string.
Yeah, they like that third string quarterback. They bring him in sometimes as for like trick plays and stuff because he's a receiver quarterback. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this whole waiver wire situation. You know, some teams are going to be picking up. There's going to be some trades for quarterbacks, for backup quarterbacks, going to other teams now. So it'll be a very interesting next couple weeks as people decide if their backup quarterback is worth keeping or if they should go out and get somebody else.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at the waiver wire. Jameis Winston is the top, which is weird because he didn't do very well.
That's how bad. That's how bad it is. It's a hard life out there for quarterbacks right now.
Jimmy Garoppolo is below him, and he has more fantasy points than Winston. That's weird. No one wants to go with the Niners quarterback, though.
You can't trust it. They got such a good running game. You
Yeah.
just don't know if the touchdowns will be there every week.
And then Josh Allen, he's available, and he's much better than
Yeah, I picked him up in
Winston.
another league. His running, he does have some rushing touchdowns at the goal line, which is nice. And
So who do you think is going to be the top pickup of the week? Out of all the players,
the top pickup of the week, if you don't already have,
I have who I think it's going to be pulled up on my phone, ready to show you once you say it.
the top pickup of the week is probably going to people overreaching for that Robinson kid from Kansas City. Oh, that's what you got?
That's what I got. I also agree. I think he's going to be the top pick of the week.
I mean, Disley, he had a couple touchdowns last week, but he's a
No, last week he only had 1 point. This week he had 35 points.
right. Okay, this week. Okay, that's what I meant. And so he's a 1 pointer, 20-point kind of guy. So
But he also,
Jason Witten's still available now. He's doing all right.
Yes, he is, but he's not the best tight end available.
No, but you could pick him up for nothing over O.J. Howard.
That's true, and I'm probably so that's not who I'm looking at. I'm actually looking at Greg Olson's available, and they're going up against Arizona. I mean, okay, so Arizona, Dalton, or Miami. Man. I think I'm going to go with Greg Olson. Witten he did not look. He's consistent with about the 10-point range, but he looks like trash. He dropped so many balls on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was watching that game because my brother had some money on that game, and Witten just looks like garbage. He just looked old and slow and not good.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. Week 3 coming up. I'm 1-1 so far this season. What's your record?
0-2.
0-2. So we're starting off strong here on the Fantasy Football Podcast. That's why we don't give advice. We just give you results.
Hey, Dusty.
Yes, sir.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
0-2.
0-2.
We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.